Which do I look at here or this one? Oh, this one. Okay.
Care Force. The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect or represent those of the owners, management, or advertisers of Pacific Telestations Inc. This message has been brought to you by the stations of KBAS.
And we're back. Main studio guest, of course, Senator Rory Respicio. Rory, let me ask you this. Now, you said prior to the 34th Guam legislature, the outgoing 33rd Guam legislature, in regards to the override, in attempts to override Senator Nicholas, said to you guys, he's going to have the 33rd or 34th Guam legislature take this up. Now, did he take a poll on all of the 15 there, because and say, hey, look, or because he had to know which ones were going to be returning? Did he get a majority of the returning senators to the 34th Guam legislature, that he got the majority, if not all of them, and therefore he may have also talked to the new ones coming in and said, hey, okay, we've got the solid 10 votes to pass this thing. I mean, was that done?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think he's the kind of guy that will just say something and commit the legislature when he's just one person. What I always understood my role is that I'm just one vote. You know, although many people have said I chair the most powerful committee on rules, I'm just only one vote. I can't do anything unless I'm supported by the committee on rules members and ultimately by the body.
Well, one of the things I heard, again, right at the get-go of the inauguration of the 34th Guam legislature, in regards to the committee on rules chair, and if he really wanted to get things passed, and something that he's been pushing is the rollback. From the very start, right out of the starting gates, there was there was faction within just the majority, in the sense of, well, wait a minute, you're writing these rules without a total commitment of the body here. And so there was disagreement from the get-go. That's not the way to start off. Most especially, I mean, I can see, by virtue of party separation, that the other party may disagree or something. But within the Democratic Party, the majority party, there was already disagreement. How you know how do you expect to, when you start off like that you're going to garner the votes of the majority party to even get things through?
Well, or the things he's doing it absent the authority under the 34th legislature. There was some actions that were taken in the 33rd legislature, and he wrote a simple memo rescinding it. Now, you and I know that when the legislature adjourns sine die, for all intents and purposes, that body's dead. And so you can't operate under the rules of the 33rd while you're in the 34th. If he's going to do anything to rescind anything in the 33rd, the new body would have to pass a new authority or a new resolution to give him that authority. And you know, I'm very hopeful that you have the likes of Senator Therese Terlai, who's the Vice Speaker, and she's really been a long time legal counsel there, and I'm hopeful that she's going to stand up every step of the way to right these wrongs. And it's not, you know, for example, the change orders. Going back to the legislature building, he said that Mike Nicholas said that Vince Ariola and I signed those change orders. And the problem is the Pacific Daily News would just print whatever he says. There's no document showing that I signed anything. And in fact, if he has a problem with those change orders, he needs to refer to the Guam Preservation Trust. They were the contracting agency. Everything that was done for that building was done through the Guam Preservation Trust. And so Joe Canada has already publicly stated that they're very careful, they dot their I's, they cross their T's, that everything that was done was acting under the authority of IDIQ type bid, and those additional change orders were consistent with that. But that wasn't enough for Mike Nicholas. He said he wants to call an investigation, and he's going to have his executive director do it. So I said publicly on the radio, don't have your posse do the investigation. Have the Attorney General, the public auditor. Otherwise, you're going to be biased from the very beginning.
You're going to do that.
But in the meantime, Jesse, they're not in that building, and taxpayers need to be concerned that they're blowing money away. They're not in the building all because of the furniture is not being in there.
Well, the other disturbing thing that I heard, of course, is that, you know, I think they finally got paid, but one of the things they said was, when they didn't get paid in time, was this is a new legislature, everything stops, and this and that, and we don't know who's where at this point. We have to, you know, we're having to reconcile, you know, everyone that's there, I said, well, wait a minute. This is the 34th Guam legislature. It happens every 2 years. And I remember coming in, as a neophyte going in the 27th Guam legislature, nothing was ever skipped. I mean, the next payday is probably the next full payday where everybody's accounted for at this point, but there was never a payday miss in the sense that, well, wait a minute, because everything stopped. This is, I mean, I can understand maybe being the first Guam legislature or second Guam legislature. We're can't get a feel. This is the 34th, and every 2 years, so 34th Guam legislature. It's really 68 years that you've been doing this, and that hasn't happened before.
And I can tell you, in the entire 14 years that I was there, under Democrat or Republican majority, the legislature never missed a transitional pay period.
Yeah,
so, and you're right. It's just how they are. It's just that the fact that Mike Nicholas is spending so much time trying to undo and change everything, meanwhile nothing is getting done. And I feel sorry for those employees, and we processed everything on the 33rd outgoing. They got their 40-hour paycheck because that was the 1 week. Then the following payday, the 40 hours that those new employees, not returning employees or old employees, I agree with you. Don't look at it like that. You look at it as new employees. Those new employees should have got their 40-hour check in that regular pay period.
That's right.
And then the following payday, they're going to get their 80 hours, and everything continues.
It happens all the time.
So
there's this, although everything ends. I mean, when you say everything ends, there's really a ending, but a transitioning, because yes, everybody's the time clock stops for everybody, but some of the same people continue on and they're still working. It's not like nobody comes to work. It still happens.
So if you were an employee that continued, you would get 40 hours the week before, and then 40 hours that week.
That's right.
That pay period.
That's right. No, absolutely. Yeah.
And then, we Department of Labor goes after contractors for not paying their workers, or go after
different rules, right? Different rules. But anyway, no. I'm flabbergasted about what's happening now, because I can say, well, wait a minute, man. I mean, we're really acting like this is the first or even second Guam legislature. We're acting like neophytes are in place at this point, and some of the things that we heard, of course, in the campaign. Hey, we got to roll up our sleeves. We got to hit the road running and all that. And I'm going, well, wait a minute. And when people are calling in and saying, hey, look, at this point, not even a month into this 34th Guam legislature, they're saying, hey, we're no better off at this point. We're no better off. Did we really make a change? And is it for the better? That's the question. Not even a month into the 34th Guam legislature. And
that's why my column last week was your decision changed for the better, for voters to really decide if this is the kind of change that they wanted. But before you end, I just want to say that I perfectly understand that I'm not going to be, or I'm not in the 34th legislature. I'm not doing this because I want to hold on to the 14 years that I had. I'm only accepting your invitation to be here because you had someone like Mike Nicholas who made some criticism about my leadership and my legacy, and anyone in my position will do what I'm doing now to set the record straight.
There we go. And actually, between you and I being here right now, we put new meaning to H2, hire us too. there you go. But anyway, hey, I appreciate you coming in here. But can you stay in and continue to talk?
I will. Hopefully people will call in.
There you go. But hey, thank you very much for this premiere show. I appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you so much, Senator.
Hey, thank you very much. Talk to you next week. Our guest next week, actually, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Next week will be Josh Tenorio, former administrator of the courts, and I think he's going to be part of the gubernatorial team. We'll talk to him about it next week. Be right back.
See you, Masi.